All right, here's my update on the S&P. Um, this is a monthly of the cash market. So I have this blue box here awaiting. Just a second. Wow. This will not grab at all. Hello. Okay, there it is. This is the top of the three here, or end of the three from this trend going on from years back, 2009. And I view this as a whole corrective action here as a four. This four, could be done. I'm expecting and hoping, which my hope and my feels have no control over reality. Um, the analysis is the analysis, the chart's the chart. But I'm hoping it gets in this area. That way, it would be massive buying opportunity. Again, if it's not, and this action, this is the bottom, and this starts to become impulsive, whether it goes here or is done, it's still going to get to the same place, which is higher. So um, I view this as the A, this is a B, and this is a C. That's because this is just a three-wave move here, no matter how you count it. So I've done an analysis in a previous video as to how that is. Here's where coronavirus happened, but this correction was already going to happen because it started over here. Okay, if you watch a previous video, which I'll include in this video at the bottom, you'll see how I see that and why. But if I dive deeper to a smaller chart here, which will take a while. All right. So if this is the bottom, it was a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the C. The B happened up here, and we got the C. It has enough waves in place. It's just the way that this looks just straight down, or hoping for this sort of action here. Or actually, if you take what's happening now, kind of condense it down, was hoping that that would happen, and like say maybe here, get a pullback and then extend again right here, and then get to new lows as a fifth wave. It would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. But that didn't happen. So as of right now, if I look at the futures market here, so once we bottomed and we got this price action here, this whole thing here is just nasty looking, and it doesn't bode well for an impulsive structure. But once it ends, I just went ahead and did an extension from here to here. Compared that to the SPY chart. That's where it's 1 or A also ends, and the pullback. So it's either A, B, or 1, 2. Right now we only have 3 waves, so I would call this an ABC at this moment. It's still not invalidated. Could be a 1, 2. We get a 3, 4, and a 5, and it's just an overlapping structure. I don't know. It may turn impulsive if it turns around now and starts to go. But we'll see. That's why I have this blue box here. This blue box is along with the extensions here and the retracement of the 2 to the 3, as well as these extensions here, with this being a 1 and a 2. So if it's a 1, 2, we got the 3 here at this blue line, which is in this area. We got the 4, and we got extended to the 5, which went exactly to this 2. So as far as a 5-way structure, it's full. Just the way it looks didn't pan out. So it's still quite possible the 4, if this was a 1, 2, and this was 3, and we're in the throes of the 4, it's not completely invalidated until it kind of gets into this area here with this one extension here. Because that still coincides with this 786, with this one here, and the 50% extension. That's why I have this blue box as an inflection point for this to be a corrective move, an impulsive move, and coinciding with all these Fibonacci's to tell whether or not we are in the 4 or we're going to continue up and this correction was done. So with all that said, as you see, price has not moved out of the blue box. And so until it does, until it comes up and reacts and starts to get another high, that'll be the buy signal. That means that these fibs here are what's going to be in control. These fibs here are pretty much done. But if price breaks down out of this blue box, then that still leaves still two options. That we just get an overlapping diagonal structure, and this was still the bottom. Okay, this price action here, or the odds would increase as price goes down, down, down. That this was the 4, and it was just really long, took up a lot of time, especially with everything that's going on. You throw that into the equation, and you're going to get things that just don't add up. And so again, as you play the waves, you play the price action, and you play the fibs, then you're golden. So that's how I'm looking at it. It's what I'm waiting for. I am totally sitting on my hands. But again, just like I did with Bitcoin and the dollar, I went ahead. This market, the S&P 500, is up. So if I put in the fibs and it starts to play the fibs as it does here, as it did a 1-2, and possibly a 1-2 here, or this was the 1, and we're getting an expanded 2, and then we start to extend into 3, we pull back into 4, and we get that 5, which would complete the third wave for this action. Well, then the risk to reward again is great. Look, there's my profit up there. So here's my risk to reward. So if it comes down and starts to take it, well, again, I have this fib right here in place to tell me, that I can align that with this chart as well and see that once we get to this 50%, that the odds start to increase that this was the 4 and we're going down. But the risk to reward for that is not as great as the risk to reward for price action to become impulsive and go to new highs. So again, that's my analysis for the S&P 500. I'll keep you updated on this trade. This is in the cash market on the Spider. It's just one lot. So all right, thanks for tuning in, and talk to you later.